Good morning to all of you. The story we are going to cover today is quality. And we have studied about the hard work, hardship, and the struggle of Mr. Gessler. Here, the author, on the other hand, is in the habit of visiting his shop and looking his hard work, the way he works for making quality wood. I cannot forget that day on which I had occasion to say to him, Mr. Gessler, that last pair of boots creaked, you know. One day, the author said, there was a time he visited the shop of Mr. Gessler and said that the boot I bought from your shop creaked one sound. Creak means a sound when you buy new boots and it makes a unpleasant sound while wearing. That is called creak, and that's comes when the author is wearing that boots and complaining to the Mr. Gessler. He looked at me for a time without replying, as if expecting me to withdraw or qualify the statement, then said, it should not have creaked. It did, I am afraid. The moment he gave this statement, the author gave this statement about the bad quality of the boots. The author was, Mr. Gessler was totally surprised, and at last he was amazed, and at last he said that it's not possible. It's not the boot from my shop that you are talking. But the author says, no, I am confirmed that yes, it is from your shop. You got them wet before they found themselves. I didn't think so. At that, he lowered his eyes as if hunting for memory of those boots, and I felt sorry I had mentioned these grave things. Get them back, he said. I will look at them. At last, the author said that okay, if it such is the problem, just get that book and I will look at them, and if it is problem found and it is really from my shop, I will pay your money back. Somebody, he continued slowly, are bad from bad. If I can do nothing with them, I take them off your bill. He said that if I can do nothing, but at last I can take your just money return. I will return your money. Once I went absent-mindedly into his shop in a pair of boots bought in an emergency at some large firm. He took my order without showing me any leather, and I could feel his eyes penetrating the inferior covering of my boot. The moment he entered, Mr. Gessler took out the boot from the hand of the author and started looking towards the inferior quality of the boots and said that these boots are not from my shop. It's not mine. It has not been made by me at some large firm. He took my order without. He said that it must be of a large firm, of a big company. At last he said, those are not my boots. Those are not my boots, he said. The tone was not one of anger, not of sorrow. The way he was saying, way he was showing his grief, it was not of anger, neither of sorrow, not even of contempt, but there was in it something quite that froze the blood. He put his hand down and pressed a finger on the place where left wood was not quite comfortable. He put his finger there and said that it's not comfortable. It showed that this inferior quality of boot was not of his own, made by him. It is made by the big companies. It words are then there, he said. These big firms have no self-respect, he said. Mr. Gessler said to the author, the big firms, they are just manufacturing the boots. They don't have self-respect. They don't respect the people, the customers. They only know how to just get money and cheat the customers. But I don't do like that. And then If something had given way within him, he spoke long and bitterly. He expressed his lots of griefs and sorrows because he has become old right from beginning doing the same profession and duty, but he has never just cheated the customers and the people. It was the only time I ever heard him discussing the